Hello students, in today's video lecture we are going to do a poem by Sarojini Naidu, The Bangle Sellers. The Bangle Sellers by Sarojini Naidu. So before I begin with the explanation, let me quickly read out the central idea as well as the poem. Now this poem, Bangle Sellers, the central idea of the poem is that the bangles are representative of a woman's life, and each color or type of bangle represents each stage of an Indian woman's life from puberty to middle life. That means this is the central idea, where in this poem, through bangles or through the different colors and types of bangles, the poetess had tried to represent each stage of an Indian woman. So let me quickly read out the poem for you. Please keep your textbooks in front. Bangle sellers are we who bear our shining loads to the temple fair. Who will buy these delicate, bright, rainbow-tinted circles of light, lustrous tokens of radiant lives, for happy daughters and happy wives? Some are meet for a maiden's wrist, silver and blue as the mountain mist. Some are flushed like the birds that dream on the tranquil brow of a woodland stream. Some are aglow with the bloom that cleaves to the limpid glory of newborn leaves. Some are like fields of sunlit corn, meet for a bride on her bridal morn. Some, like the flame of her marriage fire, or rich with the hue of her heart's desire, tinkling, luminous, tender, and clear, like her bridal laughter and bridal tear. Some are purple and gold-flecked grey, for she who has journeyed through life midway, whose hands have cherished, whose love has blessed, and cradled fair sons on her faithful breast, and serves her household in fruitful pride, and worships the God at her husband's side. So now let's see what is the setting of the poem. The mood of the poem is joyful. The poem appears to be jubilant as the colors it talks about. There is a comparison drawn between the bangles and their colors with nature and each phase of a woman's life. As I said, the theme or the theme of the poem is a comparison between the different types and different colors of bangles with the different stages of women's life. So now let's go line by line explanation as well as stanza wise explanation of the poem. The first stanza or the poem Bangle Sellers describes the life of Indian women, the customs and traditions. The poem uses the theme of bangles as an important theme of bangles, and now bangles are an important ornament for Indian women to embellish themselves with. The poem is about a bangle seller talking about the various kinds of bangles he carries with him and about the women that buy them. The poem describes the everyday life of bangle sellers as well. That is, along with the Indian women and the different stages or different phase of their lives, the poem also describes the everyday life of bangle sellers as well. The speaker of the poem is one such bangle sellers, and in first two lines he describes what is it like to carry precious shiny loads of bangles to the temples, fairs and other such places where women can buy them. So the bangle seller, he is taking these bangles to the temple fair where he can sell these bangles to the women who can buy them. Now he is describing the bangles as using adjectives like delicate, bright, rainbow tinted, circles of light. Now here the Words like lustrous tokens of radiant life, it gives a peek into the Indian culture and the significance that bangles are associated with, like happiness and prosperity. Actually, Indian women, they wear bangles you at situations or at times when they are happy. So bangles are associated with happiness as well as prosperity in their life. So once again, the first stanza of the poem, here the bangle seller is describing the bangles, using the words like precious, shiny loads of bangles, lustrous tokens of radiant lives. And the bangle is used to represent the Indian culture, as well as it emphasizes or it is associated with the happiness and prosperity of Indian women. Stanza 2. In stanza 2, the bangle seller says that they carry different kinds of bangles, each catering to different types of women with different needs and preference. Now, these bangles are worn by women in their different stages. Now, when different stages means we are talking about the puberty stage where they are virgin, they are unmarried, then comes the marriage, and the third stage when they have become mother, that is they have journeyed the life halfway. Now before that, I just missed out one thing which I would like to tell. Now they have this bangle sellers, they have referred these bangles as shiny load. That means though since those are glass bangles and it is very heavy for them to carry, but at the same time they are happy to carry them. The tone of the poem is joyful and jubilant, and the bangle sellers don't find it as a burden. They are happy to carry this load because they know that these bangles are going to give happiness to the one who is going to buy them. So that's why he is referring to those bangles as shiny load. Now shiny because those are glass bangles, and because of the different colors they are shiny. At the same time load because it is heavy for them to carry, but at the same time they are happy to carry them. So in the second stanza, he's talking about the different kinds of bangles. The bangles are for young unmarried maiden's wrist, that is young unmarried girl, and the color which resembles this phase or this stage of women's life are silver and blue, which resembles the mountain mist. That is, he says that some are blue and silver like the mist in the mountain. So here it is also compared because of its purity, the mist which is pure. So this stage or this phase where like women or a maiden with the color which is for the maiden's wrist, so the mist is also used or referred for the purity, which stands for the mist as well as the young unmarried girls. And this color, blue and silver, which is like the mist in the mountain, are fit for maiden's wrist. Then some bangles are of reddish hue or pink, that is pink or light red in color. Now hue means color. So some of the bangles are of pink and light red in color, which is referred or which is like compared to the tender flower buds blossoming near a woodland stream. So the other color he is talking about is the pink or pink and red, which are compared to the flushed buds or the blossoming buds which you will find near the woodland stream. Some of the bangles glow like newborn leaves. So here newborn leaves, those tender fresh leaves, that is green in color. So here some green color bangles glowing fresh and pure newborn leaves, means those bangles or the color of those bangles are compared to the fresh glowing and pure newborn leaves, owing to the dew and water from the stream. Now why they are glowing? Because of the dew and the water from the stream on this newborn leaves, which give them a glow, a shiny effect. So these are all representative of a young girl in her prime. So this way, in this stanza, in stanza 2, the bangle seller is talking about the different colors of the bangles, or the different kinds of bangles he has, out of which the silver and blue color bangles, which is compared to the mist in the mountain, which also stands for purity, and purity which is associated with the young unmarried girls, this color is fit for a maiden's wrist, that is an unmarried. These bangles are for young unmarried girls. Also he is talking about the color red and pink, light red and pink, which are compared to the, or which are which are compared to the flushed birds, that is newborn or tender flower birds blossoming near a woodland stream, and also the pure newborn leaves, that is the tender green leaves which are glowy, shiny with the dew and water from the stream. So all these colors, that is silver and blue, pink and light red, and green bangles, so all these colors are fit for a maiden's wrist, or it represents the young, this are representative of a young girl. Now in stanza 3, the bangle seller points to the bangles which are colored, or which the color of the bangles are like fields of sunlit corn. So here he is talking about the bangles which are of the color yellow, like a sunlit corn field. Now they represent the happiness of a bride to be on the morning of her wedding. That is, this yellow color, which are like the field of sunlit corn, are fit for a woman on her bridal morning, that is on the day she is getting married. The other bangles are bright red, just like the flame of marriage fire. Now the flame here, the flame which we are talking about is the flame of marriage fire. So this way, here the bangle sellers are talking about two color bangles. One is the color yellow, that is the yellow color bangles which are fit to be worn by the bride on the morning of her wedding, and then there are bangles which are flame colored, that is the flame of the marriage fire, or reddish orange you could say, because the color of the fire is not exactly red, it is reddish orange, which is symbolic of a bride's passion and desire. That's orange, reddish orange is a symbolic of bride's passion and desire, especially on her wedding night. Now these bangles are luminous, that is shining and transparent, because they are glass bangles, but also tender. The tinkling sound, now again the glass bangles make that tinkling sound. They make reminds one of the sounds of a new bride's laughter, and the clear tender finish of the bangles bespeak her tears. That is, these bangles are compared to the marriage flame, to a bride's deepest desire. At the same time, there is mixed emotion. Now the bride is going through a mixed emotion, that is, there is bridal laughter as well as tears, that is laughter as well as tears, which represents the excitement of a new beginning as a wife, and the grief of separation from the parents and home. That is, she is happy, she is laughing because of the excitement of a new beginning as a wife. She's going to start a new phase of her life. At the same time, there are tears because of the grief of separation from the parents and her paternal home. The tinkling sound which the bangle makes, it reminds us of the sounds of the bride's laughter, and the clear tender finish of the the clear tender finish of the bangles, it bespeak, that is, it represents her tears. So this way, mixed emotions, laughter as well as tears. Stanza 4. Now here in this last stanza, it focuses on the life of a woman after she is married. That is, we are talking about this third most important stage of her life, that is when she is married. The bangles for these women are purple with gold and grey flecks. They are representative of a woman who is of middle age or who have reached the midpoint of her life. That means she has journeyed her life halfway, where she has reaped the rewards of her strife. Strife means hard work, efforts, means whatever responsibility she has shouldered, her duties, her household duties. So here it represents, or she has reached the halfway, or she has journeyed the halfway of her life, and she is reaping the rewards of her hard work, efforts. This is the age when she has already bore sons and is proud of her life as she supports her husband. Now she is a mother now, and she's proud. She's a proud mother because she has shouldered all her household responsibilities with pride and commitment, and at the same time she has showed devotion to their God with sincere prayers, and while praying she is alongside their husbands, alongside her husband. So that means it represents the qualities of a good wife, good wife and mother. Once again, I'll just repeat this fourth stanza. In this fourth stanza, the narrator, the bangle seller, he's talking about the bangles which represents, or which are fit for the women who are married. That means they are perfect for middle-aged women who have journeyed through life, that is, journeyed their life halfway and raised their children and family. So her efforts can be seen, or her hard work has been paid, and they have fulfilled their household duties with pride and commitment, and they have showed devotion to their God with sincere prayers alongside their husband. That means they have shouldered the responsibility of, and they have all the qualities of a good wife and mother. Now here, one thing which we have to note, or which I would like to highlight, is the use of the word sons. Now, being a mother, in place of son, it could have been children. But this reminds us of the patriarchal society. Now, since it was written during the pre-independence period, where a lot of superstitions related to birth of a male child. Superstition means where a preference was given to a male child, and it was a patriarchal society where male member or a male child, was considered to be superior. So where women were dominated by the men and women were considered inferior to men. Now, since men were superior, it was a patriarchal society, male dominated society, where women were considered as inferior to men or secondary to men. So that is why the word son in place of children is being used, which is a satirical reminder, okay, to the custom, or you could say to the preference to a male child in an Indian society at that time and age. So very quickly we'll go through the conclusion. This is a poem as much about the bangle sellers as it is about women. So here, through this poem, that is through the bangle sellers, it is not only about the women and her stages, different stages of her life, but here it also highlights about the lives of the bangle sellers. Now it talks about the mutual happiness of the two as they are interdependent. Now why interdependent? Now these bangle sellers are selling bangles to women. So when women purchase bangles from them, it is their source of income. That's why they are happy. And why women buy bangles? Because bangles are associated with happiness and prosperity. It is wear during happy times. So the bangles are symbolic of women and their happiness. Similarly, the happy women can ensure the sale of more bangles, thus becoming the symbols of happy bangle sellers as well. So through this entire poem, or the entire poem is a tribute to Indian women and their beauty and grace. It is a celebration of femininity, or you could say womanhood, where in a time or in a society which was a male dominated, where women were considered inferior or secondary to men. So this poem is a celebration of their femininity and their, or you could say it's a celebration of womanhood. It threads various stages of a woman's life. Now, which all stages we covered? We covered the puberty, or where she is unmarried, she is a maiden. Then the second stage where she's getting married and she's going to enter the new stage or new phase of her life. And the third stage where she is a mother, she is a housewife, and she has journeyed her life halfway, or you could say midway. It also represents the cultural wealth of India. It acknowledges the part of bangle sellers in the customs and traditions of India. That is the role the bangle sellers play in the customs and traditions of India, since bangle, which is one of the embellished ornaments worn by Indian women. Thank you, children.